Hello everyone and welcome back to another coin roll hunting video. In today's video we're going to be searching through this dime box here. It's $250 of dimes, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do to jump into things is I'm just going to open these 5 rolls on camera with you guys so we can kind of take a look at some of those edges together, and I'll kind of explain as we go what we're going to be doing and what we're looking for and things like that. So the main thing that we're looking for when it comes to the edges of these dimes, and just in general I guess, is that 90% silver. So when we take a look at these edges, we're kind of looking for that color mostly. When it comes to the silver, it will be a different color, kind of a more bright white or light gray edge, compared to these like really coppery edges here, that coppery clad edge. So that's the main thing that we're looking for. For dimes, there are some other things that we look for, although it has the least things to look for out of all the denominations that I hunt. We look for anything really old, so if we found like a mercury dime, that would also be silver, but we are always looking for our old stuff. We look for things like foreigns or proofs or errors. There's a short list of errors that we look for. Very commonly we'll find like the 1970 with the reverse of the 68 proof error, things like that. We also look for the West Point, which is the 1996 West Point, just really low mintage. So if we find a dime with a W mint mark on it, then that's something we'll be checking out. And then let me just get these last 2 rolls open up here. I'm not going to open all of the rolls on camera because that will take too long, but basically what I'll do after this is I'll go off camera and search through a bunch of rolls, and when I find something I'll bring you back in. So that'll be the plan. Let's get this last roll opened up here, and then I'll jump off camera unless there's something in here. But let's see, do we have any silver? If I could find 1 silver dime in this box, I'd be extremely happy. So let's see. And I'm not seeing anything there. So what I'll do is I'll jump off camera and I'll start searching through these and see if I can find anything. Alright guys, I just got through roll number 9 and I found this coin here. This is an off-center strike. As you can see, that top bit is just way off-center, and then it's also off-center on the reverse as well there. I find some coins that are off-center, but this is definitely a more extreme example of an off-center strike that I found, so I think it's pretty cool. Definitely something that I'll hold on to. And I'll put up any eBay comps if I end up finding any when I'm editing this video. Alright guys, so we're on roll 29 here, and we have a find. And this is actually a proof coin here. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see it's kind of that proof finish there, that mirror finish. But let me flip it over so we can see what year it is. And it is that a 68? 60 something, let me see. Looks like 68 there. 68 San Francisco proof. So pretty cool. I'll add that as a find to the hunt. Alright everyone, so I just finished searching through that box actually, and I wanted to go over with a little wrap up and talk about the things that we have here. So the first 2 things here are things that I already brought you in to show you guys. So we have here this one here, which is that off-center strike. You can see it's pretty off-center there on both sides. So I'm not sure if this would leave any value or anything, but it's the most off-center strike that I found in a coin roll. Now this next one is this proof here that we were just talking about, which is this 1968 proof. So beautiful coin. I love finding our proofs. They're just a super fun find. Then the next thing that we have is we have our these coins here. So there's 8 of them, and they're all the 1970s with the reverse of the 68 proof. So basically, and we actually, since we had the 68 proof, that's kind of funny actually, but for the 1970s, you can see here on the back, they have in the torch there, those flames have some lines in them. Those lines aren't supposed to be there on this design for the dime. So it's an error there. So usually these aren't super expensive or anything because they're pretty common. As you can see, I found 8 in a single box, but I'll put up an eBay comp for that. And then this last thing here, I really am not entirely sure what it is. I tried to do some research, and the closest thing that I can find, I was thinking maybe it was missing a clad layer or something like that, but it weighs the same as a normal dime would be, and it's not any different size, but you can just see it's this really dirty color, and on its back it's just this really, really coppery color. So when I was doing my research, I found there's a type of error called an improperly annealed coin, where it will do something like this, and I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's something in the annealing process where it doesn't bond correctly between the alloys or something like that, and so the copper kind of shines through, and that type of error would weigh the same as a normal dime. So I'm not really sure what this is. This is on a 1968 Denver. Let me know what you think, if it's a improperly annealed coin, and if it is, like, is this, I know it's not in super high grade, but is it something that would be worthwhile grading just to get the error authenticated? I want to show you too, I thought like, oh, maybe it's like some weird ground target too, because sometimes ground targets will look somewhat like this, but I have a ground target here. This is what a normal ground target will look like. So you can see the front there is kind of similar, but the back is very different. Like that shiny coppery color on the back here compared to just that dirty color that you can tell this has been in the ground, and it's got that darkness. Not exactly sure how to explain it any better than that, but this is what a normal ground target looks like. This is very different than any ground target I've seen, if it is, but definitely something I'm going to hold on to and do more research on. I'm thinking it probably is just an improperly annealed coin from the research that I've done, but I'm really not sure, so let me know down in the comments what you think. But anyways, guys, that's all that I've got for you today. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I try to make videos like this doing coin roll hunting, as well as talking about different coins in my collection. If you have any comments, or if you know anything about any of these coins, like that improperly annealed coin there, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear them, and I try to respond to as many as I can. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.